The Doctor Who season final, Empire of Death, is nearly here. Last week's episode certainly left us waiting. The god of all gods, the god of death, Sutekh, has revealed himself. Mysterious Susan Triad turned out to be a servant of his trap. Meanwhile, Ruby has been trapped in the time window, and who knows what will happen there. As with all the episodes we've covered, not will cover this time round, we'll basically talk about all the promotional materials and then toss some theories and ideas around. So watch this video if you want to see pictures, videos, pictures, and more pictures, and some theories. Being the final episode, there's much ground to cover this week. More material and big ideas are here than most of the season's episodes. So there's not much time to waste. Let's delve into Sutekh's gift of death for all humanity. Also, watch to the end of the video as we'll be telling you about a special Doctor Who episode you can watch tonight. Warning, very real photos and clips of Empire of Death follow in this video, as well as some potential real theories about Sutekh. A spoiler alert is now in effect. You have been warned, don't spoil it. Greetings everyone, I'm Jack and welcome to Tardis Central. If you want to keep up to date on all the latest Doctor Who news, lore and more, then hit that subscribe button to never miss a video from a team here at Tardis Central. You can also follow us on social media for daily updates on the Doctor Who universe. But as always, please answer your thoughts in the comment section below. If you're talking about Doctor Who, we want to hear about it. There are a lot of interesting, varied pictures for the episode. We've got some solid glimpses of our unit crew fighting off against Sutekh, who appeared over the Tardis in a very menacing way. Kate Stewart is there. She's not holding a gun though. Now, staring down the god of death without a weapon is astounding. However, Colonel Ibrahim has the right idea, as do the soldiers surrounding him. Rose is also just standing there. Can she please find something meaningful to do? It does feel like she was just shoehorned in a bit, unfortunately. Also, why is she essential staff to be in the room when this is happening? I did enjoy the memes following last week's episode, especially the one saying UNIT will be in trouble for child labour laws. Seriously, they do employ a lot of young people when you think about it. On safer notes, some shots of Ruby show her trapped in the time window, except things look slightly more real this time, far less holographic. We can see it will snow in there again, so something's triggered a reaction from Ruby. There is another shot of her being joined by the Doctor and Mel. It becomes very obvious that the TARDIS and even the lamppost behind it is very real. While that TARDIS could be the memory TARDIS, why the lamppost? We also look at the Doctor and Mel on the moped we saw way back in the series trailer, clearly making a fast escape from Triad technology. Also, the Doctor and Ruby wearing more breathable clothes, running around a mysterious building with no other people or decor anywhere. What brings them here and why is interesting. Finally, Mrs. Flood and Sherry, except instead of being threatening, she seems to be protecting and comforting her. Hopefully we learn what our deal is this weekend. There are many theories raging around the internet at the moment. I think it'd be really interesting to see if Mrs. Flood turned out to be Susan Foreman, the Doctor's granddaughter. Flood has become someone significant, especially as she is aware of Sutekh, aka the one who waits. Seriously, that one line from her was so creepy last week. Two main clips were released from this episode. Starting the obvious, the next time trailer was released shortly after the episode aired, but interestingly, not at the end of the episode. It opens with a shot of Harbinger piloting the TARDIS, now under the control of Sutekh. We then see people running away from the sand. Then there's a shot of the Doctor sitting, dangling legs out of the TARDIS, floating in space. Interestingly, a figure wearing an orange vest behind him doesn't match anyone else's outfits in the episode. I did think this could be Mel, but maybe it could be someone different. Could this be the big top secret Susan cameo? I can dream. After that, we see a planet. Let's assume for dramatic effects that it is Earth covered in sand. Lots of sand here. Anakin would hate this. We all see Mel in the memory TARDIS, but how does she get there? And what's going on there? After that, it's just more snow and sand. A couple of nice shots in the time window. The Doctor talking to some unseen entity, swearing to destroy it, most likely Sutekh. We also glimpse what I assume is a new outfit for the Doctor as a robed figure approaches the TARDIS on a devastated barren world. Moving on to the other preview, the clip released on the official Doctor Who podcast is another glimpse of what seems to be very early on in the episode. It's the Doctor and Mel on the moped trying to outrun an ever-expanding wall of sand. There looks to be a decent amount of extras as members of the public all screaming and running scared. This does look like an awesome chase sequence that's hopefully just the start of a non-stop action episode for the final. I imagine both of them are heading towards Unit HQ, and probably, if I'm going to guess correctly, Unit HQ has some sort of fancy shield that can hold the sand for a limited amount of time, therefore allowing the Doctor to get up X amount of floors to the time window and do something. But that's just my personal theory, okay? Anyway, let's talk the actual theories. The synopsis teases one woman being able to stop Sutekh. I see 5 candidates. First, Susan Triad. While she is overtaken by Sutekh, we still don't know who or what she is. Could we be in for a shot of redemption? Second, Ruby's mother. I assume her identity will be revealed. I see it shaking up the story, a big moment in the same vein as A Good Man Goes to War. However, is this cloaked figure even her mother? Could it be Ruby dropping her younger self off to save the future? A trickster waiting to reveal themselves? Come on, we know we'd love that. Third, Mrs. Flood. There is that photo of her protecting Cherry. While she seemed a little ominous last week, she could be a guardian looking over Ruby, or a siren in hiding, opposing Sutekh's plan to destroy the world. Speaking of which, a siren is the species that Sutekh is. If you want to learn more about Sutekh ahead of this week's episode, you can watch our Doctor Who Explain video we uploaded this week. Okay, fourth theory, the actual Susan. I'd be surprised if she wasn't in it with the return of the memory Tardis and all the mentions of her this season. Lastly, so number 5, it could be Ruby, which would be a bit disappointing, but also kind of cliche. Also, we kind of had that in 73 yards. Hopefully it's not the same thing again. I also wonder when and how Sutekh climbed aboard the Tardis. The groaning noise confirmed as a sign of his presence started before the current season. In the second 60th anniversary special of Wild Blue Yonder, the Tardis makes the noise before disappearing. This was the story when the Doctor invoked superstitions at the edge of the universe, unleashing the Pantheon of Discord. Although Susan Twist's presence in the opening and the earlier groaning would suggest Sutekh's been out for longer. Would he be responsible for the new interior in the Starbeast? How far back does this go? It's worth noting that the TARDIS has been struggling for a whole season, it seems. Off the top of my head, I don't think we've seen the time machine actually materialize on location yet. Instead, it seems to crash in most places. In Space Babies, it spins in. Then the Legend of Ruby Sunday, it makes a somewhat rough and somewhat coordinated landing into Unit HQ. But notice the sparks coming off of it. We also see that in the intro as well, and I believe Ross T. Davis did mention there's a good reason for that, and it likely is Sutekh. So that is everything we know about the Doctor Who season final, Empire of Death. With the long-awaited return of the actual god, the show's stakes have seldom been higher. This is the most excited I've been about an episode of Doctor Who since I started watching the show way back. It looks epic, but I wish the season could have been longer. It feels like yesterday the season premiered, basically because it did. Let's just hope it sticks the landing. Not only that, but it sets the stage for an equally epic second season. This is also the last Doctor Who preview until just before Christmas, so make sure to tune into the rest of our videos. It is a solid 6 months worth of waiting, even if plenty of novels and comics will tide us over. It's still a shame, and I think I'll find myself missing doing this. Nothing beats sifting through random material from an upcoming episode and telling you all about it. The most fun is trying to piece it together and somehow form a coherent thought that's correct sometimes. Let's hope this final is explosive and still has some surprises. Cross fingers. Quick though, before we end today, tonight you can watch a special Doctor Who episode. If you have access to BBC4 and BBC iPlayer, either of those are Disney+, then you can watch the Tales of the TARDIS Pyramids of Mars special. It's a special recap of recent events taking place in the Memory TARDIS. The story will recap the original debut of Sutekh with the 4th Doctor and Sarah Jane Smith battle for God. It's going to be fun. If you can watch it, I definitely suggest you do so. It will show you the original story of Sutekh and the 4th Doctor, and of course some Sarah Jane Smith, because we love Sarah Jane Smith. Alright, let me know your theories and thoughts on Doctor Who Empire of Death in the comment section below. It's going to be an exciting time for all of us, I think. But it's also sad. This is the end of the current run of Doctor Who for now. If you want to keep up to date on the latest Doctor Who news, lore and more, then make sure to hit that subscribe button to never miss a video from the team here at Tardis Central. You can also follow us on social media for daily updates on the Doctor Who universe. But for now, I've been Jack, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you on Saturday with our Doctor Who review. See you soon.